Good evening, everybody. Hope everybody's keeping well. Just jumping on just for a quick little stream, just to discuss the Spurs Villa game coming up. Now, I haven't had a look at the press conference today, so I thought I'd have a little look over, see what Ange has been saying, seeing if there's any other team news on Spurs out there. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's have a little read. Our computer's playing up a bit. Just trying to see, get the press conference notes up from today. Let's have a look. I'm trying to get it up on my iPad. It's just so slow. See if I can get it up on my phone. Might be a bit quicker. Let's go on to X and have a little look. See what news there is. Well, it's really playing up my phone. Just trying to get the notes from his press conference and it's just not playing ball. Really annoying. Let's have a look. Team news. Right, come on. So, Andrew's saying the boys worked hard the other night. The main one is Mickey, and he has sort of strained a hamstring. It's not too serious, but probably after the international break, it will be for him. So that's not too bad. It's not too bad. You know, the way he came off the pitch, it sounded like he was going to be injured for a while. Tears were running down. I guess he probably didn't realise how bad the injury was. Let's see what else it's saying here. I mean, this is just so rubbish. What I'm using at the moment, it's just not clear. Romero's a bit sore. Werner, bit injured as well. Sonny trained today and see if he should be okay for tomorrow. Or maybe Sonny will be back. We need him back in the team. Van der Ven. What else was Ange saying? Not a lot. Reaction to drawing Man United in the Carabao Cup. Ange said it's a good draw in terms of it being a home game, which I think for all clubs is welcome because it's not going to be easy, whoever you're playing. Against a big club like United, it'll be a really good fixture, but I expect that at any quarterfinal, semi-final stage, I've just heard that Ruben has been appointed, so we'll have to have a look. Yeah, so I didn't know that as well. Alvarin is confirmed as Man United boss. I think it's a good appointment for Man United. He's got a big job to do there. Yeah, that kind of changes the complexity of the game. I mean, with Ten Hag, I would have thought we'd had a better chance, but now without Ruben in charge, I don't know. Yeah, it could be tough. It could be a tough game. When is that game now? I don't think it's too far away. I think it's like in November. Not too sure what date that is. Let's have a look. See if I can get the date up. don't know what's going on with the internet tonight. It's just so rubbish. Man United fixtures. I'm really struggling to do this stream. I mean, my internet is just not coming up like what the information I need, and it's just no good for me. It's so annoying. Don't know what's happening. Just trying to look and find out when that Man United game is. Come on. My internet's really letting me down. Maybe it's all the fireworks going off tonight. The internet's playing up. Right, here we go. So the Man United Spurs match is on the 17th of December. So that's interesting. It's a bit of time. I thought it was going to be in November, but a little time away, a little bit far. So a lot of time for the new Manchester United manager to get involved, get that team going. So let's just go back to the press conference. I mean, I think I'm happy as a home draw. I probably would have preferred someone like Southampton, but I mean, it could have been worse. Before the draw was made, I was thinking, blimey, it's going to be probably Newcastle away or Liverpool away or Arsenal away. So, yeah, that's a bit of a mad one, that. So, Man United at home, it's a good game. At least the players will be up for it. I think it's more risk when you play a lower level team anyway. Team might get a bit complacent. Ange might play a weaker team. So I'm quite happy with the Man United draw, to be honest. I have something to look forward to. I think we've got a good chance. All depends on kind of injuries around the time. And again, how the new Man United manager's getting on with that side. So let's move on to the next part of the press conference. So we talked about Van der Ven, talked about the Man United match. What else is Ange saying today? Okay, so he says there'll be highs and lows as a squad involves, and fans need to understand that. Ange says, I keep saying this, fans are fans. There isn't a fan around the world who doesn't want their team to always be playing well. What we have to do before the game and after the game is stay really focused on continuing to evolve into the team we want to be. At the moment in the league, we have some disappointing results, but really only one disappointing performance, and that was the Palace game. Well, I don't know about that, Ange. It wasn't a great performance, and we got what we deserved. We have to focus in on what we can continue to evolve and learn from that. When we had that disappointment, we bounced back straight away, which I think is important. It's part of the evolution of the team. It's not going to be smooth ride, but within that, we don't want to hear to be too many times when we're not playing the football we want to do. That is a benchmark for us. That is our measure, and Palace fell well short of that. Wednesday night was a lot better. Yeah, look, guys, it was a good performance. I mean, it was a more of a kind of the team put a shift in. Manchester City obviously played a very a weak team. They had a lot of injuries. They did have some experienced players in there, but I thought we put in a shift. We kind of played them on the counter attack, and yeah, it worked for us. And it was a fantastic couple of goals in that first half. I mean, Man City came back into it. more the half went on. And I really enjoy watching that Savio for them. He was he's a really good player. The goal came just before half time, and then I was thinking, look, Man City now, all they need to do is throw on the big guns, and they had a good chance. But that's not what happened. And Manchester City, yeah, they huffed and puffed. We defended well. Romero went off injured as well, as long as Van der Ven in that first half. I was thinking, blimey, this is going to be tough. Ben Javic came on. Radu hanged in there. Basuma came on as well at half time. And yeah, we saw it out. A couple of little iffy moments. But I thought that there were so many chances on the counter-attack, which really disappoints me, this attack we've got. So many good opportunities there where we could put the game to bed early into that second half. But that's the trouble, guys. Unfortunately, our forwards are not. They're not top, are they? Really didn't see much from Solanke again. Really, he worked hard, but really didn't get onto anything. Werner was just Werner in that second half. He had another chance in this first half, which was a weak shot, and then in the beginning of the second half, he was put through, and it was close, so close, and he put the ball just wide from the post. And yeah, he's just not the guy. He's not the guy. We had a couple more chances as well. I think Richie had a chance, hit it straight at the keeper. Kulusevski had a chance, saved. So yeah, we did have some opportunities to put the game to bed. And I just think our just forward line, I'll just fall short. I think Kulusevski had a really good performance, full of running, full of energy. He played really well, I thought. And again, it was just like a very kind of workman-like performance. We just defended well, played on the counter, and that suited us. And I wonder if we will see that moving forward from Spurs. Will Ange make that change in the team sometime? Because now Van der Ven's injured, that high line, who's he going to play at left back? Is it going to be Radu? Is it going to be Romero? Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, and we'll find out against Villa, which I'm going to get onto in a little bit. So Ange, well, basically what he's saying is that he's like sticking to his guns. He's sticking to the way he's playing. He's not saying we've not played well at all. Yeah, interesting way how he views it. I mean, it's playing well and winning. I don't know, man. This Ange guy. We'll see. But look, he got the team a good result on Wednesday, and a must needed win, which I said before the game in my preview that it was a game that we had to win. So then he says 8 wins out of 10. Do you deserve more credit? He says you get what you deserve, so I probably deserve whatever I'm getting. I think it's fair enough depending on your outlook. Whether it's deserved or not, I try to make the point that criticism and scrutiny is healthy because it allows you to reflect on your beliefs and your convictions. Because if are you going to flinch at the time people are critical or want you to change your path, then probably means you're not definite about what you're doing. It's not something I think we are coping too much criticism or unwanted criticism. In fact, it is unwanted even more than we shouldn't react to it. It's up to us to show how we behave in that environment, because I don't think that ever changes. Even if we went on another fantastic run, at this first sign of us maybe faltering, the same sort of questions would come, because it's a kind of where we are at a club at the moment. A lot of waffle here. Until we have success, then I think that it's always going to be the first thing people come at us about as a club. And you have to accept that it's part of our journey and part of us becoming stronger. And like I said, having real conviction is what we do. I have said it to the players: if you want to grow a beautiful garden, you have to handle some fertilizer. That is the only way it will happen. Now, that last part of what he said there, that made sense. That did make sense. He's accepting the criticism, and there's going to be constant criticism until we really, if we look at kind of like the short-term goals, it will be like kind of getting a run together in a league, putting into some consistent form. Because since last season, beginning of last season, we haven't won 3 in a row. So that's a start. So that's a small marker. Then it's just keeping that going. It's like going away to a hard game and getting some points. winning your home games, and just really picking up on that some consistency. So that for me, that's kind of like a short term a small goal that we can achieve, and as fans we can gauge that and say, well, okay, Ange and the team have done well. But when we're kind of looking more of a longer term goal, is obviously to win something. And as the season goes on, we need to do better in the league. We need to move up that league table and be challenging for European positions. The trouble is, because our form is so inconsistent, we really are going to struggle to, move up that table. And that's where we are right now. We're not completely away from it yet. We can catch up. The points in that kind of middle part of the table, there's not a lot of points difference. So if a couple of wins you do push up, and then a couple of defeats, then you're near the bottom of the league. I think the worrying thing is if we don't get a result against Villa on Sunday, that we could be like 14th. Man United played Chelsea, so yeah, Man United could jump above us if they get a result. So yeah, it's fine margins at the moment. But going back to what I think Ange was saying, that he is accepting the criticism. He's told the players it's up to him and the players now to get a run together. Now Villa is a tough game, which I said I'm going to come on to in a little bit. So let's see what else he's saying. He's talking about the Aston Villa manager now, Unai Emery. So he was asked the question: how important of an appointment was Unai Emery? He says, yeah, great appointment, but it shouldn't surprise anyone. He was an outstanding manager before he got there. He's done an outstanding job, and another cautionary tale about writing people off, because when he was at Arsenal, people were quick to dismiss of him. Lots of other people's memories have faded. When you're a manager and you see going through what he did, it's firmly imprinted in your mind. Just goes to show, as I said, he was an outstanding manager, and for Villa, they identified someone that could come in and really bring their football club to the levels they wanted to, and he's done that. Since he's been there, they continue to get stronger and challenge, and that'll be a good test for us. Our games against them have been really good. Last year, we won at their place and played really well, but I thought we played well at our place too. But they got on top of us and they got ahead of us for the Champions League last year. It's great competition for us. So yeah, look, Ange was very praising of Emery there, wasn't he? When he should do. Emery is doing well for Villa. Good manager, Emery. I think quite a good manager. It is going to be a good test. It is. It's really hard to predict. Now we've come away. We've had a massive victory against City. To be honest, City, even with the changes, is still a very good side. What we're going to do against Villa on Sunday, and Villa went out the cup in the week, didn't they? They lost to Crystal Palace. I'm not too sure what sort of team they put out, but now they're out of that cup now. I think Villa will be up for it. I think Villa will have a game plan. I think they'll be they're a dangerous team. They're going to be full of fight. Some of the youngsters are playing well this season. Duran, you got that young Rodgers, McGinn. They've got a lot of talent, and it's going to be a test for Spurs. Now it's a big game. It's live on TV, 2:00. I think we'll be up for it, of course. How we're going to cope without Van der Ven will be interesting. We'll have to wait and see. His son going to be back? I hope so. We'll give him a better chance, of course. Look, I don't know at the moment. I think when we were discussing this on Beyond the Lane on Tuesday, I can't remember what Ash said, but Nige said draw. I think I went for the safe bet draw as well, because I think we all thought that Man City game would take a lot out of the team. But again, Villa had a game as well, and I'm not too sure what lineup they put out there. I might have a little look in a minute, actually, see what sort of team they did put out there. So yeah, really intriguing game. We'll go back to that game in a minute. Let's just finish going through the press conference. Interesting though that Ange kind of mentioned that he was obviously looking at that top four, and Villa did pip us to it. And when I reflect back to last season, it was so disappointing, wasn't it, guys? Because we actually were in a shout for that top four, and if we'd obviously put a run together, but we had that I remember that all those hard fixtures in a row. I think it was like Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool. I think it was maybe Newcastle. I can't remember. We had a really tough run of games. I think we like lost 4 in a row. And even then though, like Villa was dropping off a bit. They weren't, 100% in good form. And there was always a chance right until the last 2 or 3 games. But look, Ange, he didn't want to adjust his tactics. He wanted to keep playing the same way. And that was history for you. And Villa deservedly got that top 4 place. And we ended up in the Europa League. Another question for Ange. It's Unai Emery's birthday. Are you hoping to stop the celebrations? Miserable day for him, I hope. Guess I'm the oldest in the comp, mate, so I'm not going to mention birthdays. Ha ha. The other night, you weren't Spursy. Previous Spurs sides might have lost. You didn't. What has changed? So let's see what he's saying here. Yeah, I don't know about that. I still think that's something, what I've said before, people always will kind of, every time we have a stumble, people are going to throw at us. You have to accept that. Whatever you believe that, you're not that anymore. You have to accept that you can prove otherwise. I think the other night was a really strong performance against a pretty formidable side where we had to show every aspect of our game. We had to defend well, which I thought we really did because they didn't really create too many clear-cut opportunities against us, which against City, that's your best possible case of keeping them out because it's the volume of chances that kind of erodes your ability to keep them out. I think we had quality the other way. We created the best chances of the game, a little bit of everything. It was unbelievable physical effort from the lads, even the physical numbers we did after the amount of running the boys had to do. That's just, I think, what you have to do against a team like City if you want to be successful. So there's a lot of positives for us. But again, I said this after the game, we're still the same team that performed poorly against Crystal Palace. Nothing has changed in those 3 days apart from us addressing some aspects of our football to stay true to that. If we don't veer from that, we'll get to where we want to. Okay. Oh, okay. So, look, he was right to praise the team. I think he was. He was definitely right to praise the team. We did put in a good performance. It was a shift, as I said a little while ago, and it was beating City any time is good. I mean, I don't think Pep really was too bothered because he could have thrown on Haaland in the last 20 minutes to get that equaliser, but he didn't do that. And I mean, there was a lot of talk today. I was listening to Dan Hotspur Hood and Ian, and they were talking a lot about this, like, of course, Man City wanted to win, of course, Pep wanted to win, but I think they came to kind of like the conclusion that obviously the players always want to win when they're playing, but Pep was worried about the injuries, the amount of games coming up. He was also worried, like, obviously, if it was a bit of a risk, I guess, putting on Haaland if he got injured, what was going to happen? But but definitely Pep didn't want to play all the first team players. He just decided, look, to try and win the game with what he had with the young players and some of the experienced players who played, and it just didn't work out for Pep, and we took full advantage of that, which is fair play to us. We needed to get through that game into the quarterfinals. As I said so many times, so hungry for a cup, any cup, and until we're out, we've always got a chance. Of course, do I really think we're going to win it? I don't think so, just based on past history. But miracles happen. You never know. So then Ange has asked a question about how do you address your going forward that Spurs inconsistency? Well, this is a good question. Like I said, being strong in the way we want to play our football, and we have been part from that Palace game. Like I said, we didn't really address the challenge in front of us in the way we should. Every other game, I think we've done that. Yes, we lost at Newcastle, but I thought we played well that day. We lost at Brighton, pretty evident at the poor second half cost us, but the Palace game was the one where we really needed to do things close to what we do. So that's all we can do, focus on the things that are important to us. So yeah, Ange acknowledging that our inconsistency is a problem. All us fans know this, and this is why this season we've not been great. We have had some wins, but anybody decent we've lost to, and also that defeat against Palace where the Glasner, he come up with a game plan and Dan's didn't have any answers. Another question for Ange here. You and Villa are on the same trajectory. They finished fourth last season, which some people see as a trophy. I know you don't, but some do. Ange just says really quickly, quite a short answer. Well, but there isn't a trophy. Read that again. You and Villa on the same trajectory. They finished fourth last season, which some people see as a trophy. Yeah, well, I don't. Yeah, it's not a trophy, of course. Top four. Famous Arsene Wenger saying that was, weren't it? Top four is like a trophy. Then another question back at Ange. There isn't. Arsene Wenger is to blame, which this is what I just said for that. You are now 3 wins away from a trophy in the League Cup. Do you want silverware rather than top four? What would you prefer? Good question, this, because a lot of fans have asked this, and it's quite a question I see quite a lot throughout this season. Yeah, we always see it, don't we? What do you prefer, Spurs fans? Would you prefer top four or would you prefer a trophy? It's such a boring question, isn't it? Like rinse and repeat that question. I mean, look, it's a question, and let's see what how Ange answers it, and then I'll tell you what I think about it. No, no, no. I want it all. I want it all, mate. I want everything. And it sets me up for people to maybe ridicule me at the end of the year because I said I want it all and I fall short of that. But I'll take the biggest one I can and see what comes out of it. We'll go for everything. Fighting talk for Ange. This is what he does. He just sticks to what he says. But everything is such a contradiction though, because there was some lots of quotes this week, and there was one particularly where he was double downing on expectations, and he was kind of pointing towards building the squad over time. I think he said something about like younger players take time to develop. We've got to try and find that kind of leaders, winners amongst the group we have, which screams that we're not going to be ready to win anything this season. But then Ange turns around and says, I want to win everything. Like, where is the kind of realistic goals with this team? And this is the problem with Ange. In his own mind, he wants to win it all. But when he thinks about it, he knows, and what he's saying in these kind of like little quotes, he's kind of saying like, I don't know what to say. He's kind of like, he's doubling down really, isn't it? It's like, well, what really, if we don't get anywhere this season or don't win anything or do well in the league, well, it's a project. It is a project and it's going to take time, and we haven't got those experienced winners in there to push us over the line. We've got to make them. And I just don't think Spurs fans are going to put up with that, I think, on the whole. I don't think Levy will. If we're kind of floundering around mid-table, far away from the European spots, then I think Levy will pull the trigger if we're not improving, winning one week, losing the next. I mean, maybe Levy will be looking at the cups, but knowing Levy, cups is not really one of his things he's really bothered about. Levy's always been about top four, and I think he always will be. Does Levy think that whilst we're in the Europa League, there's a chance of getting in the Champions League in that route? Possibly. I heard that argument the other day as well. Big up, Alex, mate. How you doing? Let's have a look. I think your first one in here. I've got a few watchers, but yeah, it's nice to come in and have a chat. Hey, feeling, Alex? Did you see the press conference today? I've just been running through it. I've nearly gone through it now, actually. But I was just talking about Ange saying he wants to win it all. He wants to win it all. This is what he's saying. He's just, I don't know about this Ange bloke. Let's have a look. See what he says after that. It's all quiet down here on the internet. I think there's a few other streams going on, so I don't really expect many people. Yeah, Alex, I get that, man. Don't watch them anymore. I used to. I used to watch them. When they came out around lunchtime, used to have a little look at the comments. But like, I'm not too fussed about it now. I was just thought, look, I'll just run over and see if he said anything silly today. Just give us some talking points, really. Just thought I'd jump on. Had a little bit of half hour. Come on and talk about Spurs. Yeah, man. People are. Just get your comments up. Yeah, don't watch press conferences. People are fed up with all the bullshit. Yeah, they are, man. It's getting boring, isn't it? It's getting very boring. What Ange says, he needs to produce the results on the pitch and get this team playing better and bring us some consistency starting on Sunday. Let's have a look at now this press conference. Bloody phone's playing up. Let's have a look. Any more on Odeberg? No, not really. No time frame. It looks like he's out for a long time. Dragerson has been here nearly a year. Bloody hell, man. I mean, Alex, I know you've been wanting Dragerson in the team for a long time. He's hardly had any games, hasn't he? He's just been sitting there. Been a bit of talk of him wanting to leave. Don't know how much truth it is in there. I mean, Romero's not been great this year, has he? And I think it's probably about time to give Radio a bit of a run in the team, see if he could do better than Romero, because Romero's been all over the place for me. That's what you're saying here, Alex. Have a look. The club is becoming a skeleton and an empty, soulless vessel. Yeah, that's what it is, man. It is. It's all about. There's been so much coming out this week, man, isn't there? About, I think, who was it now? There was who's that guy now on X? Talks a lot about Spurs, but he basically said that they're cutting costs and trimming the wage bill. So look, just shows you football is not their priority, really, is it? What's going on? What is it all about? What you're saying here, Alex? I want us to go to a back three away from home. Yeah, yes, no, you've said this many a time before. Back three, but unfortunately, Ange just won't do it, will he? I mean, if we beat Man United to it and sacked Ange, we could have brought in Almiron, and I think he plays with the back three, so that kind of would have been good with the wing backs as well. Porro back working under his own manager, but look, that dream's gone now. He's saying if 550 million revenue and we'll be trimming the fat. That's it. It's an absolute joke, isn't it? It's just so hard, man. It is so hard to kind of just, we all have to watch it. We support Spurs. We watch the games. We talk about it. The games are coming thick and fast. But like the truth is that until the board is gone, we're going to be we're stuck in the never-ending nightmare. Unless we get fluky somehow, but we never get luck, Spurs fans. We never get it. So Dragerson, let's see what he says about him. His mindset again, really unique journey. I've just lost it now. Always find it hard when I'm reading Football London. Always jumping out. It's just not a very secure website. Always losing the information. Just getting fed up with it, to be honest. Here we go. Let's just wait for it to load up. I think he's going to talk a little bit about Kulusevski. Alex, what do you think of Kulusevski's performance the other day? Thought he played quite well. Let's have a look here. Oh man, I remember this show. This was a mad show. This was the Twilight Zone, man. What a that show. Cool, nightmare. A show of nightmare. They don't do anything like that these days now. I think they did a remake, but it's never going to be good as the original. Do you remember that episode when the girl had no mouth? I mean, when I was young and I watched that, blimey, that gave me nightmares. Absolute nightmares. Classic horror show that was. It's just like Spurs, isn't it? You know, we are just a long running nightmare, hoping and praying for any success, knowing that in reality it's never going to happen. But look, we'll keep focusing on the games. Big game on Sunday. Say about Kulu. Kulu always works hard, but he needs to go to the next level. Consistency, exactly. That's what I was saying. Can't remember where I said it, but exactly what I think. It's all right screaming about. I think it was I commented on a post on X. Someone was getting carried away with Kulu, and I just kind of said, "Look, man, he's good. He's playing well, but let's see what he can do if we can keep it up throughout the season, and we'll know when we get to the end of the season. He turn up in the big games. He played well against City, I thought, the other night. Haven't seen a Twilight known in about 30 years. Yeah, it's very old. I don't think you can get it on TV anymore. But yeah, classic, a show of nightmares. Let's keep going, trying to find this Radu thing, but this bloody internet is just rubbish. So crap. Let's have a look here. Yeah, so going back to Radu, his mindset and again his unique journey. He had to fight hard to get where he wants to be. So he had all these things to look for. He is still young and he's still working hard every day on his game and all aspects of his game. Defenders, they tend to give better with age. Guys like Mickey and Destiny, the reason we sign them at the club, they really believe in years they come, they'll get stronger. Every time he's out there, I think I can see improvements. He's really embracing the way we play. It's a very different to where he came from, playing so aggressively with our line and defending one-on-one. But he's embracing that and enjoying that. I thought he was great the other night. I think he was good. Yeah, I thought he played well, not just in his football, but in terms of his presence and demeanour. He took some leadership there. Obviously, we lost two of our back four during the game with Mickey going down and then Kuti out. He had Archie next to him, who was 18, and I thought he really stood up in a way just to make sure with those disruptions we maintain our organisation. I thought it's really good. So a lot of praise on Madhu. I see you mentioning Johnson here. We'll come on to him in a minute. But yeah, just to finish off with Radu. I think that game suited him because we had to play. We couldn't play. We didn't have a chance to play the high line. Man City had all the ball. They had double amount of passes. Did over 600 passes to our 300. We were just sitting in the game, trying to get them on the counter attack, and we did have a good number of opportunities. So when it was just defending the box, Radu did well, I thought. Johnson is back to playing hide and seek. So I think it's now, Alex, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's like three games now. He ain't scored a goal. I mean, when was it against Palace? He went for the Van Basten, didn't he? But yeah, we know Johnson. He had a purple patch. People getting carried away. Johnson has proved the critics right. Look, fair enough. He was on a good run. He was scoring lots of goals. But for me, still, he's not good enough, man. He's not good enough to be the player we need this season to get us up the league, to win us anything. Yeah, he will pop up with goals and assists, but he's not a winger. He's kind of like a forward, get on the end of things in the box. He's got some pace, but he's not going to be that sort of guy that you can go to and take the game to the opponents. We lack that player. We know Son can do that. So Johnson for me, let's see how he gets on against Villa. I think last season when we played Villa away from home, he was involved with the goal. I don't know if it was an assist or a goal, but yeah, he played okay then. Let's have a look at Romero. Alex, what you're saying here? They're gently phasing out Romero out of the team to avoid a backlash from the fan base. Yeah, I think so. I think they are. And Romero doesn't look interested, does he? He's all over the place. I don't think it's fully on Romero. I think a lot of it's down to the system, Ange, as he has no focus on the defence. He doesn't care about defending. He's openly admitted it. He's just worried about outscoring teams. So maybe Romero's that sort of player that he does need a bit of coaching. Maybe he's just got a bit, I don't know. Of course, all the team needs coaching. The defence midfield, a whole lot of them. You can't just not give attention to the defence. And Romero's form looks really poor, to be honest. It's been really poor. It's been shaky. A lot of questions around Romero. A lot of questions on our defence in full stop, to be honest. But yeah, maybe he's going to have a move in the summer. Alex, what you say? He says he can't take on 2 or 3 players like Eze to make something happen. This is what he does. He just goes on a mad one, doesn't he? He just takes the ball out, goes on a mad run. Sometimes he's playing up front. Remember he scored a goal. I don't know if it was I don't know when it was, but I think it was against Arsenal last year, didn't he? When we were losing 2 or 3-0. He just ran up front and thought, I'm gonna score. No one else is bothering. But there's just no discipline, is there? It's like he needs to defend first. Yes, play the ball out from the back. And it's a lot. We had a chat on, I think, on a stream the other day about Romero. We're talking about like why people were like slating Romero, saying he's not as good as everyone thinks. Then the argument was, well, it's the coaching. He's not getting coached well enough. It's probably a bit of both, to be honest. Romero don't want to play for Ange as it's ruining his image as a top defender. Yeah, quite possibly. You know, when he goes to play for Argentina, there's probably a lot of players in that team who are used to winning every season. Maybe he's just embarrassed by us. Big up, Lord Rodney Trotter. How you doing, man? Hope you're good. Thanks for joining me for this off the cuff stream here, just talking about Spurs. Back to Alex. Alex Johnson just walks the plank every time, running in straight lines. Yeah, that's what he does. He's a player that when there's space behind a defence, then he can get in behind. If you're playing against any kind of low block or a more defensive team, Johnson does really struggle. He needs the space to run into. He's not a dribbler. It really depends on the opponent. And if you look at his goals, yeah, he normally does better with space. Rodney, what do you think of Johnson? He's gone off the boil a bit. He was in that purple patch where he's scoring lots of goals. He hasn't scored in 3 games. Was it a purple patch? Or is Johnson going to be scoring on Sunday? Yeah, tell us your thoughts, man. It's that Savio, I get for City the other day. That's a proper winger. That Sava is Savio, not Sava, bloody hell, is a proper winger. And that's the sort of player that we need in this team. He really impressed me. In the end, we failed. He got injured. Big up, Mark. Hope you're doing well, man. Well, I lost these bloody press conference notes, man. It's so annoying. They just keep falling off my phone. What are you saying now, Alex? All these players in the forward line get caught in 2 minds a lot. They're not. I can't even pronounce that word, buddy. Instinctive, I think, at all. They're not instinctive, maybe. Not sure, Alex. Just let me know what that means. Alex, bigging up people in the chat. Thank you guys for being here. It's just an off the cuff stream. It's not a long one. I've got to go work soon. But yeah, just come on, talk about Spurs game, Villa. We're going over the press conference. Ange chatting a lot of waffle again. Made some okay points, but it's the same old thing with Ange, isn't it? Keep looking at ourselves. Right, let's see if I can get these notes back on, because I think there was something he said about Kulusevski. I wanted to hear what he said. Just covered Radu. Where is it now? Intuitive, I think that word is. Intuitive. I think I know what you mean. Right, come on, man. Let's get these notes up. Such a dodgy website, this. It's Football London. It's so annoying. Next time I'm going to get the notes ready, because it's holding me back on the stream here. I need to have my information prepared. I think sometimes, like when you do YouTube, you can just go on off the cuff, but you're relying on the internet, and if it plays up, kind of like you lose your way a bit. Let's go back here. So you was talking about Radu, picking him up a lot. So yeah, here we go. So this was the question for Kulusevski. He says, this is a question to this game last season, we saw Kulusevski as a number 10-8 role. Was it a good reference point for his season when you put him there this season? So yeah, some of it was a little bit of discovery, from just trying things. This is what Ange is saying. He always looked like he had the attributes to play inside, but unless you do that, you're not sure. As I said, I think as much as I wanted to play him out on the wing, the way you play, I don't think it suited his personality more than anything else, because Decky loves to be involved in the game. His running capacity is ridiculous and wants to be involved all the time. When you play wing in our setup, there are a lot of times when the discipline is not getting involved. I think he struggled with that as much as he's trying, and through discovery ended up in that area where he's most suited in football, and he's growing enormous and improving all the time. He was disappointed with his performance at Palace as well, and again, what part of the journey of him understanding why things didn't click at Palace, and he was back to his best on Wednesday. When you have that running capacity and quality he has, he's hell of a weapon, and he's one we can certainly benefit from. Well, that was a mouthful, weren't it, guys? That was a mouthful. What you think about that, Alex? An inner knowing where we be at the right time. An inner knowing where to be at the right time. Yeah, okay, man. I get you. You're saying. Let me just go back to what you're saying. Yeah, they're just not. They're just not there, are they? They need. I don't know, man. They're just average. A lot of them are average. They have their good games depending on the opposition, depending on how the game's going, and sets them up in a way to try and get the most out of them. Look, man, they're just not good enough. Full stop, man. They're not. They're just. If you just compare them to some of the other top sides, they're just far away from them. Average. They're just average. They just are, and that's all I can really say about them. And Solanke as well. For me, there's been a lot of talk about Solanke and his hard work and his hold-up play. We need more from him. He needs to start putting that ball in the back of the net, starting again on Sunday. Again, I saw something today which was just so annoying on X. It was somebody saying he's been excellent. I don't know how they can say he's excellent. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, he works hard, his hold up plays well. He's got a couple of tap-ins, but to call him excellent, man, like that's not a right. Fair enough if he was hitting the ground running, like scoring lots of goals. Fair enough, that's excellent. But no, man, I'm not having that. And it's just what's the word for it? It's just like, what they call it, Stealth and Top Away says it a lot, fake positivity, doesn't he? And that's what it is. It's just like saying things people want to hear. Just because he's not scoring, let's just big him up anyway. Solanke, he's got a lot to prove this year. And I mean, I don't know, Alex, if you remember, I did that video comparing him to Gyökeres in the summer. And God, man, look, Gyökeres is a hell of a player. I know he's playing in a lower league in Portugal, but still, Gyökeres is just he's what I call what did I say the other night? He's just he's lethal, isn't he? He's lethal. We should have pushed the boat out and got Gyökeres. If we were serious, if we were a serious club, we should have bought Gyökeres over Solanke. Solanke, he had one good season last year for Bournemouth. He didn't do anything for Chelsea or Liverpool, but he was young then. He scored loads of goals in the Championship. And then when people compare our strike force to a Championship level, that's what they're talking about, I think. Let's have a look at some more comments here. Thank you guys for all your comments. They're like clowns with shoes on the wrong feet, man. Alex, man, you kill me. You always kill me. Lord Rodley Trotter says facts. Yeah, facts. Definitely. And a lot of waffle from a lot of waffles. Alex says here, more deadwood to the deadwood pile. Yeah, constantly buying deadwood. So someone made a funny comment in the summer. We got rid of deadwood and we bought in another load of deadwood. So that killed me, that did. Alex says here, the owners simply refuse to compete. 100%. They can't be bothered. All they're doing about is cutting costs, looking at the bank balance, all the money. Lord Rodney Trotter, this is why I beg you up, done this, because you just keep it real, dude. Now, thanks, man. I try, man. Look, I try and keep it real. It's all we got to tell the truth, haven't we? We see how it is. We're not young. We've been supporting Spurs a long time, and look, I'm sick to death of it, to be honest. It just gets so, and I'm very cynical. And a lot of my stuff, and a lot when I talk on streams or when I go on channels and just some content I do, I'm very, very lot of sarcasm. And sarcasm for me, it keeps me going. It keeps it funny, because we are a club which is not going anywhere at the moment. And until the board is out, until Levy leaves, which no one knows when, we're going to be stuck in this endless cycle of disappointment, and it's really hard. It is really hard being a Spurs fan. Keep dropping the minerals as much as minerals would say. Yeah, that's it. Telling the truth, keeping it going, keep on landing on it. Cheers, man. And this should be the club motto. To dare is to exist. Look, man. Look back in the day, we were winning trophies. Before that FA Cup, that was the one, and back in the 80s, 70s, 60s, we're there was talk a day on Dan the Hotspur Hood channel, when I put a comment in the comments saying that I think that we are a sleeping giant. We are a team. We have a history. We do have a history. We used to win cups. Yeah, it wasn't leagues, I know, but we were a regular winning cups team. And since Levy's come in, not just Levy, it happened a little bit under Sugar, but mostly under Levy. It's just that we're just not winning anymore, and we're falling behind in that league table of overall trophies. I think we're either 5th or 6th at the moment. Villa will be above us soon. I think they're 1 trophy away from us. So yeah, it was an interesting discussion on Dan's channel earlier, that we are a sleeping giant, and if we just need that board of right owners, investors to come in and really take this club seriously, put it into the team, put it into give the manager the tools. Yeah, it doesn't guarantee success, but at least bloody hell try, man. Bloody hell have a go. Because Levy's just don't care. Lord Rodley, are you having a laugh? Probably Alex's comment, which is funny. Alex, to dare is to do nothing. Yeah, man, that's it. It is to dare to do nothing. Look, I ain't got long left on the stream. I've got to go to work soon. So, guys, let's talk about the Villa game. How are you guys feeling about it? What's your predictions? How do you think the game's going to go? Please give us your thoughts. It's a difficult one for me. It's a big game on Sky Sports. Coming off of that Man City win. Can we beat Villa? I think we can beat Villa. Of course we can, but it really depends on how clinical we are, how we're going to cope without Van der Ven, what that midfield is going to look like. Is Son going to be back? A few variables there. Villa playing well this season. I've talked a lot about them lately. I think they're going to come for us. Let's read out some comments here. If we had a competitive owner on the football front, will be a genuine threat for anyone in the league. 100%. We would. It's just simple, man. Get owners in who want to win. Hi, Robbie, mate. How you doing? Hope all is well. I still ain't caught up with your videos yet, man. I will do that later. Lord Woodley Trotter again. I have absolutely no doubt about it. Yeah, we will. It's going to happen at some point. When, I don't know. Now, this is interesting from Alex. Villa have 11 league titles, so even though they're below us in the overall trophies, they've won bigger competitions. They've won, obviously there was a European Cup back in the day, 7 FA Cups. Cushy mate, you've got Lord Rodney Charlton Trotter. Now, Lord Rodney Trotter's gone 1-1. Yeah, understand that. Draw. Alex has gone Villa 3, Spurs 2. Yeah, it could go either way. It's a hard one to predict. Villa are a good side. I like their striker Duran. They've got Rodgers. McGinn's playing well. Emery's on the up, I think, in that team. Yeah, they went out the Carabao Cup the other day. I'm not too sure what sort of strength team they played. I'll be content with 1-1. I've totally checked out the league campaign. Yeah. Look, man, I have as well. I have no hopes in the league. We're too inconsistent. And until we put a run together of like 5-6 wins, there's no point even looking at the league table. Just concentrate in the cups and just pray and hope. I've got my eye on the next round of the League Cup and the Galatasaray away game. Yep, that's it. Cup games come. They're coming up. They're coming on. Cheers, Lily White. I was born with it. Alex says, Villa have a squad of men. Spurs are too soft. Yeah, they are. Villa are a good team, man. And I talk a lot about them because I see them as a team. Like, why can't we be like Villa? Why? I mean, Villa were playing in the Championship 6 seasons ago, and look what they're doing. They signed the right manager. They put the right investment in. They're blooding through the youngsters at the same time. They're a team on the up. The board is more serious. And, fair play to them. And it's so frustrating, isn't it? Because we could have that. We could do that. We could. But, the board decides to sign a load of youngsters and Solanke and re-sign Werner. So, yeah, man, it's annoying. It's just so annoying. It's so infuriating. Villa, I don't know if they're guaranteed win. You never know. With Spurs, we could pull out a good result and win. It wouldn't surprise me if we win. This is what we are, Alex. And Rodney Trotter, if you're still in the chat, this is who we are. We're just inconsistent. Lose one week, win the next, maybe a draw. Play the cup games, get through, scrape through those European games so far, scraping through against Coventry in the cup. Alex says because Levy wants to keep the low wage structure the way it is, and that's it, man. We can't compete with other clubs signing for players. There was one player that I think we were going for because of the wages. I think another team paid more. I can't remember what player it was, but it's just no surprise. Like, we're always going to be just picking up the scraps, aren't we? They'll win a cup before us. When we draw to Galatasaray and get knocked out of the League Cup, we'll come back to this. Yeah, that's it. That's the problem, innit? Once we're out of all the cups, it's back to the league, back to the mediocrity. But on social media today, guys, it's happy days, isn't it, for Spurs? Because we've beaten City, everybody's getting carried away again. Too much positivity. Where's being grounded? Wouldn't it be like us to knock the best team out of the League Cup and then lose to the next round? Yeah, of course, man. Of course. That's the sort of team we are. That's what we do. That's Spurs. Adam Wharton wanted 50 grand away. I wonder how much Palace would have wanted for him, though. Good player. Liked him. Played really well, didn't he, against us at the weekend? And I heard he's kind of playing with an injury at the moment and needs an operation. It's funny because it's true. It is. Yeah, spot on. It is true. So did Alex Scott want 50 grand a week, but Levy wouldn't pay it? I think that's probably what he wanted. Alex Scott. I'm not sure how he's getting on for Bournemouth. Don't know if you know, Alex. Don't know if he's in the team week in, when that week out. Can't say I've watched Bournemouth. Palace value him at 80 million now. Yeah, Palace don't mess about. They're going to set the price for their players. I mean, although Elise didn't go for too much, did he? I think it was around 30 million. I could be wrong, but they let him go quite cheap. So yeah, back to the Villa game. I think again, it's a game. It's hard to predict. We'll have all the ball. We'll be pushing to score, creating chances. We've got to put them away. we've got to be clinical. I think Villa will play us kind of more on a counter attack. They'll be looking at the set pieces. Although we have been better with set pieces this season, the new coaches Ange brought in have been doing a lot better in that area. So yeah, an intriguing game. Excellent player who never loses the ball. This is the sort of player we need, and this is it. In the summer, I was crying out for a player like this, either a DM, someone who's good on the ball, someone who can dictate play, somebody who could, when we're under the cosh, keep us in there, keep it calm. We definitely needed a DM. Everybody thinks we do still as well. We need that specialist DM. I mean, Bentancur had a good performance the other day. But with the thing with Bentancur, he does lose the ball quite a lot when I was looking at his stats. But he has been playing a lot better this season. I think if Bentancur had like a secure DM against him, I think he'd do even better. I think it's not. Don't think Bentancur is just he's a kind of up and down midfielder, isn't he? He's not like a total DM. Don't get me wrong; he can put in a challenge and win the ball, but I think Bentancur would be great with a proper DM in that team. But yeah, going back to Wharton, this is definitely a player we need. Big up, Matty. I hope you're doing, man. Hope you're keeping well. At least he had a release clause, like Eze Bain triggered it, and Eze don't have one now. Yeah, well, that would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it? Because it was very cheap, and probably Elise, he was at Palace for a couple of years. Fantastic player he is, and he's doing really well in Bayern Munich, setting up Harry Kane with all the goals. Look, man, back to Villa. Matty, what's your prediction on Villa? Do you think we're going to win? Do you think it's going to be a tight game? Give us your thoughts, man. Be good to know. So far, we've got Alex saying that we're going to lose. Both Lord Rodney Trotter and myself have gone for a draw. It's a game where it could go anywhere at all. So going back to Villa, look, they'll be played on the counter. Watkins, Duran, who will start. There, Rodgers is strong in midfield. Yeah, they'll be taking their time. They'll be looking for the moments to get at us. It should be a good game, though. It should be a cracking game. Per side, what we think about Spurs, it should be a lively one. A game Ange can't afford to lose. If he loses that game, we're going to be like something like 14th in the league. This is it. Elise has 5 goals and 5 assists already. Yeah, totally, man. He's doing it. He's smashing it up there, isn't he? Just a little reminder, guys, if you could smash the like button, that would be lovely. Thanks so much. Let's have a look now. Let's get back to the comments. I'm going to go for another 5 or 10 minutes. Yeah, what else is there to say about this game? How can we win this game? Let's put a question out to the people watching. How can we win this game, guys? What do we need to do? Obviously, this is the obvious thing, isn't it? Being clinical. We'll have a lot of possession. Do we have to be careful with that high line without VDV? Is Ange going to play a little bit deeper? Are we going to play on a counter? Highly doubt it. Let's have a look. Hello, Roman. How you doing, man? Hope all is well. We're just talking over the Villa game. What's your prediction, man? Would like to know. And also, how do you think the game's going to go? What's I going to say now? Lost my trail of thought. Yeah, it's the high line we've got to be careful of. Looks like it's going to be Radu. Romero's got a bit of a knock, so he's not 100%. Are we going to see some play? Is he going to be thrown straight in there? He was back in training today, so he'll be assessed. Are we going to be Werner again? Oh, man. We don't want Werner. Don't want Werner playing. I mean, he did take his goal well against Wednesday. Couldn't really miss, could he? Put it on a plate. Lovely ball from Kulusevski. I've been enjoying Kulusevski this season. I think he's been good. Obviously, he's got a long way to go, but let's hope he continues. Alex wants to talk about the hotels when they're going up. No idea, man. No idea. Yeah, it just pisses me off, all that sort of stuff. Hotels. But, we can't run away from it. This is what Levy's doing, and he's been worried about property than investing in the team. I can only see a draw or a loss. So yeah, man, you're really not you really are not confident at all of any chance of a win, are you, man? I understand that. Villa are a good side. I'm hoping we rotate and keep them fresh, get the draw, and get the hell out there. Get the hell out of our own stage of our own stadium, man. I tell you what, if we lose, man, they'll be running. They'll be running. They'll be driving away in their expensive cars and getting out there quick. 4-3 win. So, Ronan, you're quite confident, man. Fair play. I think you're the first one to predict a win in this in the chat. So yeah, man. Look, let's hope we do win 4-3. That'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Because that's what Ange's game plan, isn't it? Outscore the opponent, outscore them. But our striker is going to be clinical enough, and this is an ongoing question. Solanke hasn't scored for quite a few games. Son hopefully will be back with Johnson on the right. Nothing to get too excited about there. Let me ask me a question. Yeah, I love it, man. Ask away, man. Anybody in the chat wants to ask me a question. It keeps it interesting for me. Fire away, please. I will have to jump off soon, but look, just give it another give it about 5 minutes, and then I've got to get to work. So I'll wait for your question. That'll be good. Look, is there any way we can win? Of course we can. If we put the chances away, if we're clinical, we could get 2 or 3 goals up because we need it. Do you think we can get big results on 2 or 3 fronts? I don't think so. I think we can one on one, and we should go for it in the cups. What about you? Do you think we can get big results on 2 or 3 fronts? Let me think about that one. A good question. Very good question. I don't think we have the squad to go for all the competitions, and you can see that we're struggling, aren't we? Although, if you look at this, start off with the European competition, we've had very easy opposition in this competition so far. We've managed to get away with it, playing a kind of a weaker side, and we've just about got the results. We ain't been great, but we've got the wins. It's 3 wins out of 3. So we're getting away with it there. As soon as that level of competition increases, and we have got a couple of trickier fixtures coming up, like you said, Galatasaray away, and also we have Rangers coming up as well. Well, the Rangers are not great, but still, it's obviously England versus Scotland. So we're kind of getting away with it at the moment. Then we look at the League Cup, and obviously we beat Coventry, we just about beat them. Great result against City. Man United coming up. That's going to be a tough game in December. Now, when I think about it, we're having quite a few injuries, aren't we? Quite a lot of injuries. And when it gets to closer December time, when the games are coming thick and fast, a crucial period, and with fitness, with the number of games, I think, Rodney, your question, I think we will kind of know a bit more. I think in the new year, when we know what competitions we're still in, then you've got the FA Cup starting. But I don't think so. I don't think we have the squad depth to compete on all fronts. Sorry, I was like talking on a bit about that, but it's just an interesting question because it just gets me thinking about us. And I just think that we haven't got the squad to compete on all fronts, and the league form is showing it. We're very inconsistent in the league, just about scraping through in the cups. So yeah, man, I don't think so. So you follow it up here. My fear is that we'll be revitalised. United, we lose out to United or Arsenal in both the League Cup and Europa League, and then finish 6th or 7th in the league. I'll cycle fast the league, going all the cups. 100%, 100%. We're not doing anything in that league. We can't put 2 or 3 wins together. So everything's got to go in the cups, and let's just hope Ange puts that strength into the cups, because that is the only chance of success this season, is winning one of those cups. And until we're out of it, we've always got a chance. I think City will go strong in the FA Cup. Yeah, I think they will. Yeah, the FA Cup, a bit more prestige to it, isn't there? A lot more teams take it more seriously. People in the chat, what do you think of Lord Rodney Trotter's question. It's a good one. Thanks for that, man. Let me think now. I think I say anything more about the game. What about if we do lose? How's that going to go down with the fan base? And as me, a very grounded fan, and some of you in the chat are, I know, it's to be expected, isn't it? If we lose, look, it's going to be like no surprise. Pressure's back on Ange. Lower could be down to 14th in the table, which is just not good enough after 10 games. After 10 games in the league last season, we were top. So that shows you that something's not working right. That's just the clear evidence there. We shouldn't be falling away so much in the second season. And it is Ange's team now. It's more of his signings. So yeah, the excuses. Yeah, Roman agrees with it. Yeah, it's we clearly don't have it. We don't have the squad. In the summer, we didn't bring in ready-made players to come in and improve the team. We brought in youngsters who may be good players in the future, but we're not really seeing enough of them, are we, in the league? So that's where I'm at with it. Galatasaray away is the next big one for me. That's a must-win. Look, that's going to be a crazy game, man. Going away to Galatasaray. That is a lot of people say it's a big, hard place to go. Be a tough test. I will ask fans to wait until after Galatasaray game and the next round of the League Cup. Yeah. It's fair enough, man. Fair enough. Sanchez will be out for revenge. Davison Sanchez. Oh my days. Oh man, Davison Sanchez with the bullet header in the 80th minute. Can you imagine the scenes? Oh man, Davison Sanchez. Who else they got out there, that Galatasaray team? I mean, I was having a look at the Fenerbahce team the other day. They got a couple of old players who used to play in the Premier League under Mourinho. Meet Mourinho in the final. Yeah, imagine, mate. Imagine that. Huh? Imagine that. Oh, that would be an occasion, wouldn't it? Blimey, revenge. Mourinho's revenge. I think Hal Wing and Turkey will galvanise the team. They will believe they can win it, and we need that. I think I had to win the Turkey. Will galvanise the team. I believe. Yeah, of course. But look, we've got a chance in that Europa League for me, even though I don't rate the team and I don't rate the manager. I think there's not that many great teams in there. I still think the worry is that when we get to the latter rounds, that will come up a tactically savvy manager who will just do a job on us. But look, man, I want to win that Europa League. And as I said, we're in it and we've always got a chance. They've got Osterman. Yeah, man. I was thinking in my head, like Galatasaray, who they signed. And that is the guy that we should have gone in for him, eh? But we would never, ever pay his wages. I don't know how much he's on playing for Galatasaray, but look, yeah, he's a good player. He is. That would be spicy, core, wouldn't it, man? That would be spicy, man. Blimey, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Look, guys, any more questions for me before I jump off? I've got to get to work, man. I've been putting it off, to be honest, but look, I've got to get on with it. Guys who's watching, I'll be jumping on to Savage new show on Sunday, the Spurs review. Should be fun. Come down. It's on at 7:30. We'll be reviewing the Aston Villa game. I'm not sure what else Sava's got planned for us all, but look, it should be an interesting game. So come down, join, have a watch. He's on 200k, I think, or 250. Yeah, and this is what it is. Levy's just not going to pay it. No, that's it. Big up, Dan. Hope to see you on the next pods. Yeah, so back if you know, I'll be back with on Savage News Show on Sunday, and then me and Nige are back on Tuesday night, 7:30. We've got young Harry Scarf as a guest on Tuesday, which will be interesting. He's doing well with his channel, doing a lot of content, doing a lot of running. I see a lot of running. So yeah, it'll be interesting to chat Spurs with him. Another guest on the show. So yeah, please come down and check us out. Looking forward to that one. So yeah, man, look, let's just wrap it up, man. Thank you guys for watching. Just a quick little stream. I mean, it was supposed to be quick. It was supposed to be half an hour. Went on for an hour and 15 minutes. Look, we've got to win against Villa. For me, the pressure is on massively for Ange and this team. We must beat Villa. We must get a win. And so then it's home again, another home game against Ipswich at the weekend. Galatasaray away in the Europa League. Moment says, nice one, Dan, man. You take care, man. And I hope you all guys have a good weekend and relax, whatever you're doing. We've got tomorrow. Don't know if you're going to go to any fireworks display or anything. I'll probably be going to one myself. Yeah, and then we've got the game 2:00 Sunday. Yeah, so yeah, we'll be all tuning into that to see what happens. Is that no to FC Harry? No, it's not. Harry Scarf. He's a young guy. He has autism. He's got a channel. Scarfy Talks Football. I think. Go and check him out on YouTube. Doing really well. He has he streams with a group of other people. Like he has a team he streams with, has guests on, has quite a few shows. Yeah, man. Look, he's a really young guy, and he's doing amazing. So looking forward to chatting to him. But No Filter FC is Charlie. He'll be streaming tonight. Go and check him out. He normally comes on about 10:30. He doesn't just cover Spurs. He also talks about all the other Premier games. It's a good watch. I think sometimes he has guests on as well. He's a good guy, doing well. He is really well. Big up to Charlie. Big up to Harry. Cheering on Newcastle tomorrow. So Newcastle is Arsenal, isn't it? At St James's Park. So yeah, look, that's going to be a cracking game, isn't it? Newcastle, good result against Chelsea. Arsenal missing a few. Not firing, are they, Arsenal? Not really amazing at the moment. They lost to Bournemouth. They're going to be out with missing Saliba, but they've got 1 or 2 injuries as well. Oh, nice one, right? Subbed. Cheers, buddy. That's very kind of you to sub to me, man. That's good, man. Cheers. Means a lot. Slowly, this YouTube world. Look, man, it's been good, man. I've got to be honest. It's been good. Slowly growing. I mean, I'm doing this for fun. I love talking Spurs. I want to get my opinion out there. It's been good to kind of go on with other people as well. Love going on with Nige. Me and him, we've got some good chemistry. Going talking Spurs. He's a lovely guy, Nige. Anybody who hasn't subscribed to Nige, please go and give him a sub. It's Nige Purecois. Yeah, he puts a lot of stuff into it as well. He's a good guy. Big up Nige, man. If you come in and have a listen. Let's have a look here. And I'll get a statement 3-1 win, I reckon, unfortunately. Yeah, quite possibly. I mean, they've got a tough couple of games, Arsenal. They've got Chelsea coming up as well, I think, at home next weekend. I think it's at home. Just subbed you and Scarfield. Nice of you, man. That's all good. And you already subscribed to Charlie. Yeah, Charlie's he's doing well, man. Pick him up. Yeah, I lost my train of thought now. Yeah, you're talking about Arsenal. Tough games at Arsenal. If they lose, there can be quite a few points for Liverpool if Liverpool win. So a must-win game for Arsenal. Sub Nige. Oh, thanks, man. Much big up, man. Big up. Much love to you, man. That's really kind of you. As well as big up to the squad. Yes, the squad. Look, guys, I'm going to check out now. Go and get something to eat as well. Get to work. Everybody who's watched and tuned in, it's been lovely chatting to you all. And I'll catch you all guys soon in different streams in the chats. And always say hello. I hope you have a good weekend. And come on, you Spurs. Good night, everyone. Take care.